All right. Welcome to the Open Mic Broadcast Network and another episode of The Mike Prince Show. I am your host, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. The website is obnradio.com. The YouTube page, as well as the Facebook page, is Open Mic Broadcast Network. That's OPEN, capital MIC. It's all one word. Lock it in together and subscribe to us on today. You can also follow us on Spreaker.com. Now, that probably is going to be the best inside track that you can get every time we release something. You register through Spreaker.com, look up Open Mic Broadcast Network, and it will notify you right on the spot. Without any further ado, let us jump right in to today's episode. Congratulations to Mississippi Valley. Mississippi Valley has made the announcement that they will turn over the reins to their former defensive coordinator, Mr. Vincent Dancy. He will now be the face for Mississippi Valley football. It has been undetermined as of yet the terms, whether it's 3, 5. I'm hoping that it is for a 5-year term. Now, me personally, I think this is an excellent move for Valley State. By the way, Brother Dancy is a young man, 33 years old, full of energy, should bring some of that creative outside appeal. A lot of people are questioning, well, why and who is Dancy? There are a lot of pluses from my vantage point on this move. Number one, he does have some lineage to Mississippi Valley. His father is a graduate of Mississippi Valley. He's a graduate of Jackson State. So he's a Mississippian, which really, really helps, at least in my case. And he has an understanding of the system already. And by that, I mean he understands what he's walking into with Valley. He's not like an outsider walking into the situation blind. He knows what he has to work with. So to me, that gives him an inside track. And the people in Itta Bena, Mississippi are excited about the move. So they're saying, yes, Miss Ford Keys, you got this one right. So now it's just a matter, will Valley Nation rally around this young man? Will Valley Nation come out and support as they need to support? And by the way, I want to thank you all so much for all your feedback and responses to the shows we've been putting out, in particular that about the Celebration Bowl, understanding the attendance factor. Man, it's been very, very, very rejuvenating to hear and see your responses and replies. I also want to let you know we are in the middle, it's about winding down right now, of our poll from yesterday about the requirements of what you would want for your next head coach, or just a head coach period, other than just winning. And we offered that poll by way of Twitter. Of course, that handle is Radio Guy. Still got a little time to get that one in, but we're going to be bringing polls up weekly, even possibly daily, where you can participate and respond, because it does help out. Now, 82% last we checked of you were recommending that one of the prerequisites that your coach has a history, at least, of head coaching experience. But it's not always the case. Usually, as we talked about last week, either if you have offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator experience, if you do not have head coaching experience, that is the next best thing, because of the responsibilities are so similar. They mirror each other, that the requirements to be a head coach would literally be what is taken minus a few little things for an OC or DC. And speaking of, now that Valley has their coach under wraps, and the only thing I have about Valley is, what took you so long? Which makes one wonder, not that it's a bad thing nor a good thing, was Brother Dancy your first pick? Because he was already in-house. Was he your first pick, or was he the one that you had to ultimately settle on? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Not really. If you think about it, sometimes those are the best kept secrets. So, congratulations, Brother Dancy. We wish you well. I know Valley Nation is excited, and I hope that they're so excited that they start buying season tickets now, even if they're not available. Let it be. Bang on the door. I want my season ticket. I want to support Brother Dancy right out the gate. And let's help rally Valley Nation to the forefront. Now, with Valley Nation taking care of their business, it remains for Alabama A&M, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, and Prairie View to name their next head coach. Prairie View has let out a release that they're going to make this announcement on Friday morning. They're going to have a press conference Friday morning at 11 a.m. to introduce the new coach to PV Nation. Now, when you're doing that, we already, at least I'm thinking, you already know who it is. You're going to delay or tease PV Nation and say, here's what we're going to do. But wait, we won't tell you till Friday. What's wrong with letting PV Nation know, hey, here's who we have. We'll introduce them on Friday. What's wrong with that? I'm pretty sure they already know. But just, okay, for sake of saying, okay, I wonder who it's going to be. If I were a betting man, and I'm not, because, money's too hard to come by. I don't mind winning it, but I hate losing it. If I were a betting man, I would go out on a limb and say the next head coach for Prairie View A&M University to be announced on Friday morning at 11 a.m. would be, out of my choices, if I got these 4 allegedly finalists, and those finalists have been somewhat identified as Terry Sims of Bethune-Cookman, Henry Fraser, former PV coach, Clarence McKinney, former OC at Texas A&M, and Eric Dooley, current OC at Grambling State. Let's go through the process of elimination. One would think that of the 4 names just mentioned, that it's obviously got to be Eric Dooley. But who am I? We'll wait and see what the announcement's going to be. But it just kind of seems obvious. And why the delay, I don't know. And I could be totally wrong. It could be someone come way out of left field. And they say, surprise, the bait and switch. And that X factor would be Clarence McKinney. McKinney has the OC experience. He's notably familiar and connected to, of course, Sumlin, former head coach, but more importantly, Johnny Football Manziel. Now, that would be a smooth move. But looking in my little crystal ball, even though it might be plausible, doable, is it more likely to be the case? And I would have to say nada. Nunca. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong a few times in my life. However, to me, my Panther senses are tingling that Eric Dooley is going to be named the next head football coach for Prairie View A&M University. Still remains to be seen. But of course, you know that we'll be there to make sure we have the right report. And speaking of right reports, Morgan State now has a vacancy in their football coach's position, which means now you have Morgan State, Delaware State, and I'm still saying Hampton, even though I know Hampton has moved on to the Big South. I don't know why, but, to each his own. There are 3 vacancies over on that side. So if we gather them all up, sooner or later, you're going to have an opportunity to be introduced to the next Prairie View coach. Another little side note is that Henry Fraser name has been hot off the griddle. There are sources connecting him to possibly landing in Delaware State if he's not named at Prairie View. Sources saying that Morgan State has even shown an interest in Henry Fraser, even though they've named their coordinator, the interim coach for the year, doesn't mean that down the road they couldn't be working out some logistics with Henry Fraser. There's so many moving parts, and there's a possibility that Fraser could end up at Alabama A&M. So don't go to sleep just yet on Henry Fraser if he's not reunited with PV Nation. But going back to my Panther senses that are tingling all over the place, I believe that Eric Dooley is going to be the man named come this Friday at 11 a.m. And our plan is to be there with open mics to cover whomever is the named individual, and we will bring it to you right here from the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Valley Nation is excited, and they've got every right to be. Every right to be. I can't wait to see how this thing unfolds. I really can't wait to see how it unfolds. It's so much going on and a very little time to get it done. Because today, being December 20th, the games have begun. Signings are taking place, although it's more of the Power 5 signings, but you still got signings going on, commitments being made. That's why the vacancies that are open, Alabama A&M, Arkansas Pine Bluff, PV, Dale State, now Morgan State. You've got to hurry up and close the gap on your recruiting. You heard me mention on the other day my concerns as far as PV Nation is going for the recruits that need to be made. Time is of the essence, truly of the essence. And it's time to go get her done. And you know that we're going to give it to you. It might not be the way you want to hear it. It might not be your vested opinion, but it is going to be loaded with fact. And then it'll be up to you to choose it or lose it. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Keep up with our daily and weekly polls. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. We have a message line that you can dial 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Leave your thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns. That number, 713-570-6736. Don't forget our 24-hour Listen Live line anywhere throughout the country. You don't have to worry about eating up your data plan. You don't have to worry about all that lagging and slowing down. All you have to do is lock this number in. I call it my low-tech app. That number is 605-477-5066. Dial that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can hear what's going on throughout the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I'm out of time, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you so much. Keep spreading the word. Keep tuning in. You be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.